All right, today we're talking about the housing market collapse. I know everybody's talking about how hot the housing market is. Today we're talking about the most recent data that has come out and what that tells us about the future of the housing market. The housing market is starting to show signs of slowing down. We know the double-digit growth rates and prices that we experienced over the past couple of years were not sustainable in the long run. But it was really difficult to find ways to slow down the housing momentum. But with the Federal Reserve's recent rate hikes, it seems like it is spelling relief for new home buyers. But at the same time, existing home owners might be a little worried. So here's what we know. The cost of owning a home has increased as interest rates spike. Mortgage rates today are 5.81% for a 30-year fixed mortgage compared to 5.55% from last week. And if we look back a whole year ago, August 21st, 2021, the average 30-year fixed mortgage was 3.251%. The increase in interest rates has impacted home affordability directly. There's two ways I like to look at this. First, how much does the payment change for a given loan? For a $300,000 loan with a 30-year fixed mortgage at 3.251%, the payment for that mortgage is $1,305. That's principal and interest only. But when interest rates increase to 5.81%, that same mortgage now will cost you $1,762. That's a huge increase in principal and interest payments. There's another way to look at this. It is to ask, how much does the loan amount have to decrease by to maintain the same payment amount? So a buyer paying $1,305 per month in principal and interest would only be able to afford a $222,000 loan when interest rates increase to 5.81%. So in other words, the increase in interest rates has chipped away $78,000 in buying power. The other item that we know, or the new data that has come out, has also supported that there might be some signs of slowing down in the housing economy, and some are calling it the housing recession. What we know is new home sales are down 17.4%, and existing home sales are down 20.2% year-over-year basis. This is another indicator that the housing market's slowing down. Point number 3, housing inventory is growing. According to Realtor.com, active listings are increasing and days on the market are starting to increase. Not good for the housing market. Point number 4 comes to us from Google. Google tells us that you are worried about selling your home. Google searches for the term "sell my home fast" spiked 2,750% 3 weeks ago. This indicates that more people are trying to sell their homes before the Feds introduce future rate hikes. I want to take a side note over here. It turns out that we share our biggest fears and biggest secrets with Google. Interested in learning more about how we tell Google what we think? Check out this book, Everybody Lies. I read this book last year and I loved it. It's all about how we tell Google all of our secrets and what that data means to Google and to the world. Item number 5, lenders are starting to go out of business. According to Bloomberg, the wave of failures in the mortgage market will be the highest since 2008 when we experienced the financial crisis. All of these points indicate that there's trouble ahead of us in the housing market. Tell me about what's happening in your area. Have you noticed any signs of a weakening housing market? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear what you're thinking.